Hi guys, we're back again. Now the sun's shining, we're outdoors again, and I've just taken the opportunity to fit this lovely braided hose, 80cm braided hose, all the way down there onto the caliper. I've had the caliper off and checked it over, and it looks like it's okay. It's got new pads in it. I didn't put them there, so somebody's been looking after it. And we're coming to filling up the fluid. Now remember what I said about the screws on the carbs? Well, these ones are even more critical. It is really important that you make sure you get a nice snug fitting screwdriver into that. Otherwise you can end up shredding the tops and then you can't get in when you need to. So take care when you're trying these, and use the right size screwdriver. So next thing, the other thing to mention is, I don't know if it tells you on there, I can't see it's the wrong way around, but it tells you there in the middle, you can just make out dot 4. There's dot 3 and dot 4 are the common types of fluid for brakes. It's important that you get the right one, because otherwise the viscosity will be wrong and it won't work very well. So dot 4 is the one I go for, which is good job. That's what I've actually got. Also tells you here, dot 4, use dot 4. It saves you from a sealed container. Well, you're not going to buy a brand new bottle and just put a little dreg into a thing like this, are you? So it's basically from a container that you know is in good condition. Otherwise you could get all sorts of fluid rubbish in there as well, and you don't want that. So yeah, make sure it's a good safe fluid that you use when you're doing these jobs. Otherwise you're in trouble. Right, I'm going to fill that up, see if I can work this and get this brake working, and that'll be exciting. Something else working on the bike. Woohoo! Right, as you see from the little window, there's a slight bubble in the top. This only marks the lower level, being the line down there. So if you're getting down to that, you need it. If there's a little bubble in the top, I believe that's full enough. Yeah. One thing you're supposed to do when you fill this in, you can prime the brake lever, and it will bring bubbles up out of it. They normally say bleed them from the bottom, but when we get down to the caliper down here, here's your bleed nipple on the top. You can see the corrosion around it, the rust on there. That is not moving at all. I tried it with a good long spanner, gently, because you never put too much stress. You can actually shear them, and if you shear them, then all you've got is an open hole, and that's no good to you anyway. If they're not going to move, don't fuss about it. There's a little trick which I recently was reminded of, which is you tie back the lever, and what you're doing then is you're putting a bit of weight on the bit of pressure onto the bottom end. You're tying that back, and the air will travel back up the pipe to the top. When you get up to there, leave it for a few hours, overnight, whatever, and then lift the top again and prime the handle again, and it'll bring up the rest of the air. Should work just nicely. At the minute, I know that I've not got a great amount of compression on that lever. As you can see, it's pulled completely in. So I know that I haven't got a great deal on there at the minute. Once it's brought back up and brought that fluid in, that'll feel a lot stronger, and it'll operate a lot better. So I'm going to leave that now probably for 24 hours, maybe even longer, depends on the weather. That's nipped down so that it's not going to allow the any rain to get in and contaminate that fluid. So we'll leave that and we'll come back to that another time. Now what I've got just now is I've got the cables to refit the carbs with. I haven't got the rebuild kit, but at least I can get the cables run into place. These ones, as you can see, they're quite old, but they're also extremely long. And if you look at the amount of space on there, it's not much different to when it's actually laid in place. They are extremely long because they were designed for higher bars. So these I'll take off, and I will keep them because I'm that sort of guy. Yeah, they'll come off there just now, and I'll put the fresh ones on, which should theoretically be shorter since they were bought for a CB rather than a CM. The CB being essentially the same bike but with lower handlebars. So we will give them a go and see how they fit. If they're too long, then I might have to just get some made up by measurement, which will be fun. But there you go. And I'll strip off this old unit, put that to one side because it may be functional and may be useful for another bike some other time, I don't know, with a bit of a clean up and a bit of paint. But yeah, we're getting on, we're getting there, it's coming together bit by bit. I'm hoping to have it done at least over the summer. I really would like to ride it. So yeah, watch the space, keep moving. See you soon. Bye for now. Well, this is not so good. This switch, I knew that we had a problem with this black bit on the end here missing. I was willing to live with that because that's just your light switch, and once it's on, it's on, once it's off, it's off, it's not a problem. But just doing this work, another problem, the start button fell apart. So it looks like I'm going to have to get a replacement switch for this side, which is annoying because I believe this one is a replacement switch already. Quite frustrating. So back to the favourite shop, eBay, and see what we can turn up next, because without that, well, this bike hasn't got a kickstart, so it's a bum start, and I don't fancy bum starting my bike all the time. So yeah, and actually looking inside of there, there's quite a bit of rust inside of there, so I suspect that there would have been other failures along the way before very long. So that's frustrating, that's real frustrating, but it's better it happens now than when you're 5 miles down the road or even further. So yeah, back to the drawing board with that one. We'll speak again soon. Bye for now.